All right, here it is, everybody. The Steam Deck OLED limited edition white model. Once again, you can see that Valve did not care about stopping porch pirates from stealing this off your patio or your front door. They went ahead and branded it with the Steam Deck logo anyway. But nonetheless, let's just open this thing and get into it because I am so excited. I don't think I've ever had to clear so much desk space for an unboxing before, but I am so excited for this thing. Now, I mentioned it earlier, but the Steam Deck logo is on the outside packaging of the box that this ships in. So if you have one of these on the way to you and you're not home, make sure you get someone there to pick up the box because this is something that porch pirates may see and realize that this is something that they want and will take. So if you haven't got yours yet, be on the lookout, protect yourself, make sure you don't get robbed. Now, this is my current Steam Deck OLED, and I'm fairly happy with it. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. I'll probably still keep it. But to be honest with you guys, I didn't always love the Steam Deck. I bought a Steam Deck LCD when it first launched, and I wasn't that impressed with it. I took it with me on trips and used it pretty much only when I was going to be gone or like on a plane ride or something like that. But I didn't enjoy it all that much until the OLED came around and all those small little changes like the new thumbsticks and the better weight distribution, obviously the better screen, better battery life. Once all those things came together, I became much more of a fan of the Steam Deck. And ever since then, I have put hundreds and hundreds of hours in this thing since buying it just last year. And personally, when it comes to tech, I have a preference. I definitely prefer a white tech device over a black one, especially when it has gray accents like this. I have these JSOX grips that I've been using on my Steam Deck because they're nice and lightweight, and I'm curious to see how they will look once I get them on the new OLED. All right, but enough yapping. Let's get this thing open and take a look. All right, man, this is a really long box. That is really cool. Oh, it says limited edition right on the outer sleeve here. I'll set this aside. I'm curious if the power brick is going to be white as well, but we'll take a look at that after. All right, so it's basically the same packaging that we got on the OLED, just limited edition. And you can already see the case that they give you is white. And I'm excited because this has the etched screen. I have not owned a Steam Deck with an etched screen. I did buy a LCD with an etched screen as a gift to give to my best friend for Christmas. And so I've seen one in person, and I think the etched look is pretty nice, but I have not seen an OLED with the etched screen. So here we are. Nice holographic, cool look, probably looking nice under the studio lights. Now I want to protect this, so I'm going to be really careful about how I slide this off here. I did this last time all wrong and messed up my other one. So let's see here. I think the goal is you just got to get it going a little bit, and then you can kind of just set this down as you pull it. Maybe pull this up from the other side. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. Oh yeah, I got to cut this piece off here. They give you this little tag here that kind of lets you know it's still sealed and it hasn't been tampered with, which I like. All right, it's no longer a sealed device. This also has that slim fit case on the inside. I have not seen one of those, and I'm pretty excited to take a look at that as well. Oh my goodness. Wow. So as you can see, my joystick kind of got stuck to the side there for a second. Let's hope that that doesn't happen again. I mean, it feels normal. I don't know if maybe it was just from the way it moved around in shipping or something. We'll have to investigate, but that is something. And that etched glass is actually working pretty good. As you can see, I'm purposely pointing at the studio light, which is super bright. And you can see kind of how it diffuses the light even along the edge here, which is pretty neat. Now the texture is kind of different. Hang on. Okay. So I don't know if maybe my other one is just greasy from being used. Yeah, no, I think it's just because it's nice and new, but it does have like a nice gritty texture to the plastic. I think it is slightly different than the standard OLED. Give you the little screen wipe here. Now, curious, do I just pull? How do I remove the slim fit part of the case? Oh, it kind of just, it's like Velcroed in. Okay. Pretty neat. And you just pull. That looks kind of interesting. I don't really like that you can see that the Velcro is still on it. Maybe if they would have done like a white Velcro there, it would have looked better. It's not bad though. It's nice that they give it to you. It's included. The backside is kind of, yeah, that's nice. I just don't like that the Velcro here is black when everything else is white. Kind of takes away from it, but either way. So let's put both Steam Decks next to each other and so we can kind of compare. What do you think? I have an ugly screen protector on this one too that gets fingerprints really bad. I think I'm gonna just try my best to be really careful with this one here and not put a screen protector on it because I don't want to mess with the look of the etched glass. All right. Got that boot up logo. It's probably gonna have to do some updates and stuff for the first time turning on. Wow, look at the gray accent on those buttons. And then the nice orange button on the top. Valve really knows how to just put small touches on things to make it look nice. And then the buttons on the back, the extra buttons, those are gray. Oh, there's the first time boot animation. And then I'm gonna go set this up real quick and I will be right back. All right, so I connected to Wi-Fi. I'm not even signed into Steam yet. It's just doing some updates. Gotta say though, first time looking at the etched glass, it is doing a fantastic job at getting rid of reflections and getting rid of the light in the studio here. All right, I guess while this does its 13-year-long update, we can take a look at the power brick and see if it's white. Womp womp. Oh well. At least they made a longer cable when they made the OLED, because on the LCD version, it was just way too short and it used to drive me nuts. All right, so I ended up doing the one thing they tell you not to do all the time, and that was force powered it off while it was installing, because after 30 minutes of it just not going anywhere, something is clearly wrong. So let's see if maybe restarting it helps. Hopefully. Really hope my new Steam Deck doesn't have an issue right out of the box. That would be a bummer. All right, 46 years later, 3 forcible restarts, and then having to actually connect my hotspot from my phone to get the initial install done. We are now in SteamOS with the white Steam Deck, and I'm downloading Hades just to kind of have a game to try so we can take a look together. So earlier in the video, I mentioned these JSOX grips because I thought they would look kind of cool since they're gray and the buttons on this device are gray, to kind of see how it would look together. Kind of put it on real quick just to kind of get an idea, because we're not going to have a ton of accessories that are made specifically for the white Steam Deck yet, because it was literally just announced and dropped like a matter of weeks ago. It's an interesting look. I don't think it looks good. I don't think it looks bad. To be honest, these grips themselves aren't the nicest looking thing. They kind of make your system a little ugly. But I'm just kind of curious how the gray would match up to this gray, and it's a little different. Now that we're in SteamOS, I kind of want to compare how the etched glass looks compared to the glossy one that I have, because all I've ever really known for the Steam Deck OLED is the high gloss screen. And I have a screen protector on here, and I can tell it definitely makes it even more glossy. But honestly, I don't get what people cry about. I don't think the difference is that big of a deal. It really... I mean, the only thing that I can tell is one obviously blocks out reflections and light more than the other. And feeling the texture, again, on the 2 different plastics, it feels like it's just a little more gritty on the white one. Like I said, you can even see like there's like kind of like this high shine that comes off on the original OLED. It's not a humongous difference, but it's enough to notice. But I'm just still curious if that's wear and tear. I'd have to have a brand new Steam Deck OLED right next to me to be able to tell. And this white in person, I don't know how well it's going to pick up on camera. It's not very bright. It's more of like a like matted white. So it's not super super white like paper white, and it kind of might be thrown off a little bit by the white balance on my camera. And here it is next to a few other white tech devices that I own. One being my GameSir Cyclone Pro, which also has gray thumbsticks, so it's definitely got the same vibe going on. However, these buttons are gray with white letters, and these are white with gray letters. Kind of be interesting to see if they went with white on white for this. I don't know if it would have been a nicer look. I kind of think the gray kind of adds like a tech vibe to it. Now, one thing that they chose to do was keep the bezel around the Steam Deck screen black. I'm not sure how I feel about that decision. I think even if they would have done the same gray that they did on the joysticks and buttons, it would have been kind of a nice little touch. I understand it probably would have complicated production a lot more, but it's just kind of funny because you don't think about the bezel being black on the regular Steam Deck because the rest of it kind of just blends together. And the screen still looks plenty big. It doesn't kind of draw your eyes to the bezel that much more, but it's something that I think that is kind of different. Now, Russ over at Retro Game Core mentioned about wanting a white kill switch case from Dbrand on this handheld. Now, personally, I don't use any sort of protective case on my Steam Deck. I've bought a few different grips and they usually come off within like an hour or two of me using them because I just prefer the weight distribution and the feel of the Steam Deck by itself. But now looking at this in person, I'm really worried about it getting scuffed and scratches and stuff like that. So now I'm starting to second guess my purchase, thinking, man, do I have to start putting something to protect this thing? But I think honestly, as is, I'm just going to let it rock how it is and see what happens to it. So I just wanted to show a little gameplay so that way we get a chance to kind of see this thing in motion, because that's something we really haven't seen from any of the preview images that we got so far. And Hades is one of my absolute favorite Steam Deck games to play, so thought we'd just boot up that one. It's a quick, easy download. I'm not going to play very good because I cannot talk and play at the same time. It just always makes me so horrible. But yeah, my personal opinion is I'm really digging the etched glass. I've never seen it before, like I've mentioned 1,000 times, and I don't think it has any negative consequence on the actual final image. Maybe my eyesight's just not as sharp as some of these other people, but to me, it looks really good. So that's going to about do it for this one here. The Steam Deck OLED in white is quite a treat. At the time of recording, I think it's still available in the US. They said that they allocated enough stock in each region so that way it wouldn't sell out super fast. It's limited edition, but we don't really know how limited that really is because Valve didn't give us any sort of hard numbers. But I'm happy with it. I think it looks really cool, and I'm happy I was able to pick one up. Now, this isn't my typical style of video. I don't usually buy things just for the sake of making an unboxing, but the Steam Deck is such an iconic handheld at this point that I thought that it would be worthy of doing that for today's video. If you're new here, please consider hitting the subscribe button down below. We are a brand new channel, and I'm trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark by the end of the month. We're really doing well so far, so I think we can do it. If you liked the video, make sure you liked it. If you want to make a suggestion for future videos or things that I do with this device or other devices, make sure you leave those comments down below. I try to get back to everybody's comments when I can, and I want to thank everybody that made it this far, and we'll see you in the next one.